Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Days ahead of the first District Development Council elections, a new political controversy seems to have taken root in Jammu and Kashmir. This one about the Roshni Act. The Jammu and Kashmir administration, since Monday, has begun to release a list of individuals that they said had allegedly benefited from the Roshni Act, which was deemed unconstitutional by the Jammu and Kashmir High Court last month. Subsequently, on October 31, the Jammu and Kashmir administration issued an order stating that it will be implementing the Jammu and Kashmir High Court order and cancelling all the land transfers that had taken place under the Roshni Act. The Jammu and Kashmir administration had also said that names of prominent people, bureaucrats, politicians, police officers, ex-police officers will be revealed. All those people who have been benefited by the Roshni Act will be made public in a month. And over 3 weeks later, the Jammu and Kashmir administration first published a list of 31 individuals whom they said had benefited from the Roshni Act. A subsequent list was also issued in Jammu division as well. And among the names that featured in the list were of prominent businessmen, hoteliers, and politicians. Among them was former Jammu and Kashmir Minister Hasib Drabu, who's considered the architect of, in fact, the BJP-PDP alliance in 2014. Drabu was accused of being a beneficiary of the Roshni Act, a charge that was continuously denied by the minister. However, the BJP government has since been making these lists, now being called the Roshni lists, public. And besides the Roshni lists, the Jammu and Kashmir government has also started to publish documents of listing individuals who are allegedly in illegal possession of state land. Among the two prominent names in these lists are of former chief ministers Farooq Abdullah and Umar Abdullah. In the Roshni lists, in fact, Farooq Abdullah's sister Suraya Abdullah's name features in the Roshni list along with senior PDP leader Dr. Mehboob Beg's. The regional political parties, meanwhile, have termed these lists and the timing of these lists as politically motivated.
तो ये स्कैम पर से हम नहीं कह सकते हैं. हाँ, ये एक स्कीम थी. अब एक आध जगह इसका कोई मिसयूज़ हुआ होगा, वो तो हर एक चीज़ का होता है. उसके लिए तो कोई भी हर एक चाहता है कि वो होगी, उसकी इनक्वायरी हो. और अगर कहीं पर मिसयूज़ हुआ होगा और नियम जो है, नॉर्म्स जो है, उस नॉर्म्स के बरकस किया गया हो तो दैट इज़ ओके. लेकिन ये कहना, अब बात ये है कि अब ये क्यों आया. अब देखिए ना, ये इलेक्शन का आपको मालूम है, इलेक्शन का ऐलान किया गया और इलेक्शन के ऐलान के बाद और एक प्रोग्राम दिया गया जो रोलर कोस्टर प्रोग्राम दिया गया. जब नॉर्मली क्या होता है, इलेक्शन का जब ऐलान होता है तो इलेक्शन के ऐलान को पहले आपके साथ विचार विमर्श करके, बहस वगैरह करके आप कहते हैं क्या जी सूट करेगा, मौसम कैसा रहेगा, लोगों की एंगेजमेंट कैसी रहेगी, क्या वोट दे पाएंगे लोग. ऐसे, लेकिन इस पर कोई बहस किए बिना ही एक स्केजुअल अनाउंस किया गया जो कि 7 दिन का था, 7 दिन का रखा. तो ये एक टूल था और दूसरा टूल था फिर इनको विस्कवे करो, जो भी कैंडिडेट उठे, वो भी दूसरा टूल था. अब तीसरा टूल था कि अब इसको बिल्कुल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया पर इसको इतना उछाले ताकि इसको भी आप टूल कर इस्तेमाल करें. तो दरअसल इसकी हकीकत यही है, एक स्कीम बनाई थी विद गुड इंटेंशंस. और अब आपके पास जो नाम आते होंगे, देखिए जैसे हमारे श्रीनगर में है और जम्मू में भी, और ये किसी एक रीजन में नहीं, इट इज़ अक्रॉस द स्टेट. और ज़्यादातर ज़मीन जो सरकारी ज़मीन थी, जो कब्ज़े में थी, जो जिसमें लीज होल्ड राइट्स थे या अलॉट शुदा थी, वो ज़्यादा जम्मू में है और आम लोगों इससे उनको फ़ायदा मिला. अब कहीं एक आध जगह आप देखेंगे या कहीं पर कोई उसका जो रूल्स हैं, जो नॉर्म्स हैं, वो वायलेट किए, वो ऐसा हो सकता है. तो आई मीन नोबडी इज़ काइंड ऑफ हैज़ एनी रिजर्वेशन. कोई ये नहीं है कि नहीं, कहीं वहाँ नहीं होना चाहिए. लेकिन ऐसे इसको एक टूल इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है.
The Roshni Act was enacted by the Farooq Abdullah government in 2001. Under the act, state land that had been encroached upon by people had to be legally transferred to the occupants against payment at market rates. The act had set 1990 as the cut-off year for encroachment on state land. The idea was to raise 25,000 crore rupees to build infrastructure for electricity. Hence, it was also called the Roshni Act. Government officials said subsequent amendments done to the act by consecutive governments to increase the cutoff dates gave opportunity to individuals to grab land. In 2014, the CAG had estimated that only 76 crore rupees had been raised from the transfer of encroached land between 2007 and 2013. But 3 years before the CAG report, a petition was filed by Jammu-based advocate Shakil Ahmed seeking retrieval of large tracts of land that were occupied by some influential people of J&K. In 2013-14, the High Court directed the Jammu and Kashmir administration to identify the total state land that had been transferred under the Roshni Act. In 2018, former Jammu and Kashmir Governor Satyapal Malik had repealed the Roshni Act, meaning that the pending applications seeking ownership of the state land were cancelled, but the ownerships that were in fact legalized or regularized would hold. However, the High Court order on October 9 had changed that. Because the High Court order was in retrospect, meaning that all the land transfers that had taken place under the Act would be cancelled. And now, ahead of the DDC elections, this issue has again hit the headlines. BJP leadership prominently has in fact spoken about the Roshni Act. Union ministers Ravi Shankar Prasad and Anurag Thakur have alleged regional political parties of grabbing land and have kind of talked about the Roshni Act ever since the first list was made public. And regional political parties in fact now say that the Roshni scheme in fact has been made into Roshni scam by these political leaders who are hitting out against the regional political parties here.
Politicians of Gupkar alliance are involved in it is completely utterly misleading. The High Court has already sort of pointed out that there was a police bureaucracy and businessman nexus involved in this Roshni scam. None of the leaders of the Gupkar alliance actually is a beneficiary of this scheme. So to portray it, this is purely used as a weapon by the central government to browbeat Kashmiris with. There is no scam. This was a scheme which was supposed to get 25,000 crores to the state. However, the land that was sold, the costs only come to about would say 300 some odd crores, out of which the Jammu division, in which 3,14,000 canals were sold, they've only deposited 22 crores. So if the government is serious about going after those who have defaulted on the payments, it will have to start from a place, say Udhampur, where 90,000 canals were given away. Jammu, 44,000 canals were given away. Likewise in Ramban, 30,000 canals were given away. Kashmir division only had 33,000 canals. So to mislead the country with these false accusations is highly unfortunate.
While the regional parties point out to official government data that suggests an overwhelming amount of land transfer had taken place in Jammu and not in Kashmir, the BJP seems to be belligerent. The party has been consistently bringing up the issue of Roshni Act in their campaigns. BJP leaders, however, maintain that the Gupkar Alliance, which is a group of regional and national parties demanding return of Article 370, is not even a competitor of the party.
मैं जहाँ तक गुपकार गैंग हम उसको कहते हैं क्योंकि वो गैंग अप हो गया है, उन्होंने आज जो इलेक्शन लड़ा है वो इस चीज़ के साथ लड़ा है कि वो अपने आप को कैसे बचाएंगे, क्योंकि काफ़ी सारे करप्शन चार्जेस है उनके जो कैंडिडेट्स है या चाहे उनके लीडर है, तो अब उस जेल से बचने के लिए उन्होंने ये अलायंस गैंग बनाया है और चुनाव जो लड़ रहे हैं वो इसी वजह से कि हम बचे, क्योंकि हमें जेल ना जाना पड़े। J&K के क्रिकेट स्कैम, रोशनी स्कैम आपने देखा, कितने बड़े नेताओं का नाम इस स्कैम में आ रहा है, तो उस चीज़ को बचने के लिए उन्होंने ये गैंग अप हो गया। अब आप बात करेंगे रोशनी लैंड स्कैम की। जो लोग बात करते हैं कि लैंड जॉब राइट्स और लैंड राइट्स की, सबसे ज़्यादा जो लूटा है कश्मीरी आवाम के कश्मीरी ज़मीनों को वो PDP और नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ने लूटा है। और ये चीज़ें बहुत टाइम से लोगों की डिमांड है कि इन पे इन्वेस्टिगेशन होनी चाहिए, कहीं सुनवाई नहीं होती थी। कांग्रेस जब सरकार में सेंटर में थी इन सब चीज़ों को सुनवाई नहीं होती है। आज अब इसको अप्रिशिएट कीजिए कि जो यहाँ के लोग डिमांड करते हैं और सेंटर कहीं ना कहीं उसको एक्सेप्ट करके, आप देखिए करप्शन फ्री हमने उसमें एजेंडा रखा है, हम करप्शन फ्री गवर्नमेंट यहाँ बनाएंगे। कितने अफसरों को एंटी करप्शन ब्यूरो ने इस इन्हीं महीनों में आप देखिए कितने करप्शन एंटी ब्यूरो ने कितने अफसरों को पकड़ के बंद कर लिया। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि ये सब चीज़ें धीरे धीरे, ये इलेक्शन पे नहीं हमने रखा है, ये चीज़ें एक्सपोज होंगी अभी और भी आगे, और भी जो चीज़ें जो घोटाले हुए हैं, जो कश्मीरी गरीब और नौजवान का हक मारा है इन्होंने अपने रिश्तेदारों को नौकरियाँ लगा के, अपने रिश्तेदारों को बेनिफिट दे के, अब आम कश्मीरी को मिलेगा और इनको ज़रूर इंशाल्लाह सज़ा मिलेगी।
With political parties taking jibes at each other and the Roshni Act at the center of debate, it will be worthwhile to see what the election results will be like in less than a month. Especially that the regional parties have termed these elections as a referendum on the August 5 move of Modi government last year to abrogate Article 370. Azan Javed for The Print in Srinagar.